let's talk about AI. Now, this is not for kids. Leftover soda and red wine. And if there are any kids in here, well, now is the time to walk away. Now, this drink does require a little bit of wine, but we're going to think that's enough. And the rest of it is going to be Coca Cola. There we go. Now, I don't have anything to mix this with, dag nabbit. That's okay. Like I said, we're going to talk about AI. I have access to Google's Bard, Starry AI, Open AI, Chat GTP, Night Cafe, and I think there was another one. I think that's it. So here's the catch. Each AI system reacts very, very differently. This is going to be the clean side. When I asked ChatGTP, hey, ChatGTP, please describe to me a sexy female. ChatGTP, which has been hammered by everyone in the press, absolutely hammered. ChatGTP said, I can't do that. I can't depict women like that. I can't depict men like that. Blah, blah, blah. Yakety smack. It got all PC with me. But I go over to my buddy Bard and I say, hey, Bard, describe a sexy female for me. Bard's like, no problem, dude. This is a description of a sexy female. It had no problem with doing that. Absolutely none at all. So his morals was like a little bit lower, but he's new. Bard is new. Nobody's really punched and beat him up that much just yet. I thought that was a cool thing. I also got a chance to get those descriptions. For the first one, which was ChatGTP. If you tell it, hey, give me a description of a beautiful woman instead of a sexy woman, it will actually do that, and it'll go brrr, give you all the description and everything, and you can kind of like size it down to how many characters you want it to be, 300 words, whatever. But you can go for beautiful, but you can't go for sexy. So you can tell that somebody's gone in and altered the way the system actually works. I like that. That's cool. It has a little bit of morals in there. But while I'm working with Bard, I tell Bard, because Bard continuously says, I can't give you images. But because it said it so specifically, I asked a few times, hey, can you tell me about this here? Can you show me? And then it will give me a long description of what it was, like the alt tags on an image on the web, but it'll also have a placeholder for the image. In other words, I believe in the background an image was created, but it still told me and showed that it couldn't display images. And I'm okay with that. I mean, no biggie. And that's not the AI that I'm really really going for. I don't really care too much about ChatGTP. I don't care too much about Google's Bard. Those guys, they mean nothing to me. I care more about the ones that can create actual images, the AI art. And because of that, I started using and building up credits inside of Night Cafe. When I learned about Starry AI, I started building up credits. So basically, every single day, they will give you 5 credits or one. Wait, Night Cafe gives you 1 credit. Starry AI gives you 5 credits every single day. So I basically stacked those up. I did some surveys to get even more credits. So when I had hundreds of credits, I started saying, I want you to do something special for me. And this for the kids absolutely need to be done. Like, if you're a kid, you really need to be done now. I started to ask it, hey, let's get a little kinky on this thing here. Night Cafe, show me a topless woman. You know what Night Cafe said? Hell no, I ain't into that. I ain't doing that. No, absolutely not. Then I asked Starry, hey, Starry, show me a topless woman. And all of a sudden, boom! I was like, whoa! I wasn't expecting all of that. Ha! And then everything just got really, really interesting after that. So I noticed that Night Cafe, which does use one of the common back end AIs to build that stuff, they put in buffers to keep people from doing bad things, or not bad, but kinky things with it, to the point where if it accidentally creates something that has nudity in it, even though there is a not safe for work switch in there somewhere, it will give you the credits back. So I actually have, I think, and it was on a random thing that I did, it actually has me getting a half of a credit back, which is odd because it simply means that for one image or two images, I ended up getting a credit, which is okay. But let's go to Starry, who has no morals. Starry will show nudity in all different types, and it's really, really weird. You can change the color of the person, the nationality of the person. It's using good 3D models to come up with these images. And I'm not using the photo section, I'm only using the art section. Starry AI has so many different ways of making art that it is actually insane. I used up a huge number of credits building stuff and altering things and using other people's styles, which is actually built into it. And this is where we really get into the Starry AI, because that's the one I actually like the most. And I believe it's the one that robs artists the most, because you can name the artist and there's some pre-select styles in there for those particular artists. Like Victo is a woman. Victo, she's Chinese. Her style is monochromatic. It's very interesting. I absolutely love her stuff. But if you tell it to do that style, it actually will. And it looks like something she would have created. Frank Frazetta, the guy who did the Conan the Barbarian comic books, his style is actually in there. And the stuff that's in there is absolutely amazing. I was just floored at how great the details were. And then at some point, and this is where my Vanitas experiment kicked in, I was looking either here on my wall or maybe at work because I have some art history books there. I said to myself, let me try something here. Because Vanitas is not a word that you would actually instantly know unless you were in art history. You, as a person who's been around for a while and has seen Johnny Cash's last video, you know, Johnny Cash, the Man in Black, his last video was actually, the entire cinematography of it was designed to look like a moving, living Vanitas. Okay? Basically, it is a style, a 17th century Dutch style of painting that displays haberdasheries or memories of specific things that person did in their life. This is like your retirement to your family, to let them know that, hey, I existed, this is what I've done. And you would have a skull on there. You would have maybe a balloon, some flowers, some meat, some sliced meats, or what do you call it? Vegetables. There's a lot of different ways you can do this here, but usually it was saying that the personification of I am going to die, life is fragile, try to enjoy it while you can. And here is something from me, your uncle, your cousin, or whatever. That's the way I interpret it. That word never entered my vocabulary until I came to New York, because, well, I don't want to get into details about it, but I actually have an art history degree. I don't want to get into details about it. But get this here. If you type in the word Vanitas, Night Cafe will actually produce an image that is very characteristic of that style of painting. If you do the same thing with Starry AI, the first time I did it, it gave me an Asian guy, which was weird. I'm like, okay. But I fed it a little bit more information. Flowers, pork, beef, some cool things. And all of a sudden, it gave me a Vanitas painting. And AI is really, really good if you have the knowledge to make it good. But if you also have the knowledge to do some really interesting things on the kinky side, it's possible too. But like I said, Starry AI has very little morals. And let's go into details for the morals for just a second here. You can tell it a very descriptive way of, I want this to look like this to look like that, but what it will not do, it won't do X. You can say a person was sitting on a chair, but you can't say, what do you call it? They were doing a certain act. That's just not allowed. And really and truly, you don't really need that. I see AI as being something that is human assistive, and you can use the AI to build a scene for you very quickly, and then turn around and you, as the creator, actually build that stuff, which I thought was really, really nice. But the system hallucinates sometimes. That's what I learned from the 60 Minute thing show. And sometimes the hallucinations can be a little on the odd side. And it's okay, because in Photoshop, I'm very good with Photoshop. Very, very good. I'm one of the best ever in Photoshop. I can get those extra 2 nipples out. You know, the 4 that it put there, I can just take 2 of those out and just have the perfect 2, and we'll be good. I'm just letting you know, that can be fixed. We can do this. But the most amazing thing that I did was getting the AI to give me the description of a beautiful woman or a sexy woman, and then turn it around and giving it to the other AI, and letting it create men and women based on a description from another AI. I'm showing you those images here, which I think is nice. But the hallucination part of the AI can be a little scary, because I found an NSA document, yes, an actual NSA document, that was declassified. And this document I put into the AI, and I ended up getting this back. It's scary. That's very scary. But I think it was because of the text that I was using. It had the word bats in there, and I think that's the reason why at least the image looks like a bat. I'm not 100% sure. Whoops, touched the mic. I'm not 100% sure, but that was a crazy incident. But some of the hallucinations are really, really interesting. And sometimes I forget to set up everything properly, and that's the reason why I'm showing you all these different things here and there and all over the place. These images are nice. They are great. It is very scary that it can come up with a composition in a very short amount of time. When I create something, I'm getting that buzz, that high from when it's done. Is my phone vibrates and like bzzz, I'm like, ooh, ready, it's ready, all right, I'm getting that that dopamine in the back of my head. It's getting me, because after I've used a few hundred credits in the AI system, I'm like, wow, this is really, really nice. I do see some potential for paying if it was making me money, but this doesn't make me money. This is just something I'm playing around with. So, yeah, that's my AI discussion.